Hi everyone, hope you're all okay. Welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at what happened to the East Lancashire Railway Viaduct in Preston. And quite a lot of you will be thinking, what? Well, here's the story. If we look at the following map, which is from the Rail Map Online, which is a free website, obviously you can look at all the historic railways from the UK and the US. The routes of the former lines can be seen on this map. The former Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway can be seen represented by a green line. The current working West Coast Main Line outside Preston can be seen in orange. Moving further northwest from Todd Lane, the former railway line approached the valley of the River Ribble. This can be seen on the previous map, as I've already said. At first glance, it looks as though the railway crosses the valley on top of quite a tall embankment with a few arches to allow a few footpaths to pass under the line. There were branches off Penwortham taking the railway into West Lancashire. When you get to the River Ribble, you can see a large viaduct with several arches on the south side of the river and one arch on the north side in Preston, where the line cuts through in between Averham and Miller Parks. Hope I pronounced them right. If I haven't, go ahead and shoot me. This was not always the case, however. If you look at the photographs and paintings on the screen, it is clear to see that they show a large number of arches on the viaduct further south than you can see today. One of the images clearly shows a large number of arches, and this is from a time when the bridge was known as the Little Blue Bridge. So, what happened to the East Lancashire Railway Viaduct? If you look at this picture of the East Lancashire Railway Viaduct seen in its original form, with the viaduct running south of the River Ribble, close inspection reveals there is a dip in the middle. This caused so much trouble that eventually the viaduct was encased within an embankment, so there must have been problems with the foundations of the structure across the whole valley. Even though at first glance it isn't clear the viaduct is still there hidden under the embankment, there are signs. The sides of the embankment are very steep. If the structure was just an embankment with no internal support, it would have likely been wider with a much shallower angle, otherwise the whole thing would have just collapsed. In more recent years, some of the arches that were still visible have been demolished. It is believed that when the viaduct was constructed in 1846, it originally had 52 arches before they were filled in, although there is no information to actually confirm this. Of the arches that are still there, under the soil of the embankment, small signs of them can be seen. If you leave the section of the visible bridge spanning the River Ribble heading south, on your right-hand side there are a group of dressed stone slabs that once lined the viaduct route. One has a large section chipped away, and this reveals a plate on the end of a tie rod. If you climb over it, you can see the top of one of the filled-in arches. It does seem a shame that the arch is going to be exposed again now that the railway is no longer in use. It will look quite spectacular when looking across from the old tram road or travelling on the train in and out of Preston Station via the West Coast Main Line. I do hope you have enjoyed that story on the East Lancashire Railway Viaduct, which is something I never even knew existed. I have travelled along that railway line God knows how many times and never even knew it was there. So, a fascinating story. If you wish to know more detail about this and see more pictures and also more about its construction, I have posted a link in the description to a person who has done a blog on this structure and its construction and history. So please have a look in the description, click on that, and it will take you to his blog. So until the next video, please do take care of yourselves. Thank you for listening. Give it a like, give it a share. Up to you if you subscribe. Goodbye for now.